Behind me is one of the hardest and the best hikes in Madeira, with apparently some of the best views you can find on the island across the north coast. So today, in my last week here in Madeira before I leave, we're going to finally hike it. I've always wanted to do it, so I'm going to find out whether the views are worth the effort and whether you need to add it to your list for the best hikes in Madeira. Let's get going. All right, I made it. I'll leave the location in the description. It's also on my travel guide, so you can find that. I must admit, I can't work out whether it looks better than I thought or worse than I thought, because it's about 450 meters elevation to the top, and I thought, okay, that's not too bad. But when you look at it, it looks pretty intimidating because it is so steep, I think. I think it's going to be a tough old hike on the way up. But the parking is just above the town of Porto da Cruz, one of my favorite towns on the whole of Madeira, and it's absolutely stunning. You can see the town nestled in the valley, and then you have the ocean and the intimidating Eagle's Nest. Penha de Águia means eagle's nest in Portuguese. It's a hike I've wanted to do for so long, and I think I've put it off because it looks so intimidating. So today, finally, we're going to do it. So let's get going. Wow, look at that. You can see all the way up. I think that's Pico. That is stunning, stunning. And this is very, very Madeira. Well, one, with the dog barking, of course, it's very Madeira. But secondly, these houses dotted around with their orange rooftops. That's a view just to start, isn't it? Wowzers. Morning, mate. No, I'm not going to make any comments. You know my thoughts. You know my thoughts on the dog situation here. It's Monday, it's the start of my final week, and I must admit it's really hit now that this is my final week and I'm leaving. It's sad, and it's going to be a difficult week, I think, but I wanted to start it off with something I've never done before. Start it off with a big bang, and that's why I'm at the hike. All right, I could just leave it, to be honest, and make it a nice cinematic entrance with me walking down those paths that you saw, but they were the wrong paths. That is exactly what you get for filming and not looking at the path on AllTrails. So I downloaded AllTrails, or you can download Komoot or whatever and get your path there. So I've downloaded it. I was just not concentrating. So this is the one that you're looking for. It looks like this. There's a little levada that runs by. There is actually a sign, there's no problem. You walk past this yellow house and this white house in between, next to the road. Do not make that mistake. I think subconsciously, I'm obviously just putting it off, right? Let's say that's what's happening. We will stop this informational stuff, but I do want to show you. There's a sign. It looks like it's this way. So there's a sign, you have to go up here. People have been very kind and left some sticks. I was just thinking about that. Probably need a stick because it's going to be steep, so I'm going to grab one of them so you don't carry on going down the levada over there. You turn left and you start to climb up. So let's get going. Now I've got my stick. I mean, a stick always helps. Either bring one or grab one like this. It will make the world of difference. Off we go. I think I'm going to fill this one. I haven't done a proper hike, well, a challenging hike like this since I hiked the island. And that was a while ago now, nearly a year ago. Oh, but the views, guys, the views. This really is a stunning part of the island. And if it wasn't for these trees here, you'd almost have 360-degree views. Again, the mountains at the top. And you can see the moon. You probably can't see the moon, but I can see the moon. The towns and the villages. And then this hike here, you can see all the way to the end of the island. But this hike here is called Lurano. It's one of my favorite. Don't know if we'll have time to hike it before we go, but we'll see. And we're gonna get fantastic views of it from the top. But I don't think I can even think about that now. I actually did one in Laos, which was much, much harder than this. It was sea level. Well, it wasn't at sea, but you know what I mean. It was ground level, sea level, to 1,300, 1,400 meters. And I did that way too fast in the heat over there. To be honest, this one feels a little bit like it. At the beginning anyway, but that one was far hotter. I think it was 40-something degrees. It is hot today. I'm not gonna lie, I've actually had to put sun cream on. It's not the first time. The weather's been awful recently, but today is an absolute stunner. And this week looks like it's going to be an absolute stunner. So I'm glad of that. That would have been sad and disappointing if it was bad for my last week, wouldn't it? After all this time. And I said that it's starting to feel a bit real now. I don't think it's really properly hit me yet. It's because I travel and I come to and from the island quite a lot. I don't know, it feels a little bit like I'm leaving and I'll come back. And I know some of you will say, oh, you will come back. But this time I'm leaving properly. Oh, wow. Come on. Look at that. Sorry for the panting, but that's a stunner, isn't it? Same view, but we've got to make the most of these now. They're going to be a lot more rare. Well, they're not in Thailand, it's just as nice, but I'm going to miss this. That was good. Had a nightmare. I was talking to you guys and then I was thinking, oh, hold on, where's my microphone? It'd fallen off me somewhere down the path. So luckily there's a little transmitter, and which is this, that fell off, and there's a receiver, and the receiver light goes on when it connects. So I'm walking back down the path, looking for the light to turn on to find out when it connects. Oh, let's hope the whole week's not gonna be like this. Anyway, I was saying, every now and then you get glimpses of the views. Very beautiful. Kind of gives you the motivation to go on. And I wasn't really expecting this woodland area. Yeah, I guess it's a woodland. It's not a forest, is it? But with the grasses and what I think must be something like clover. Maybe there's a 4-leaf one in there. Maybe I need that for my luck. But then it breaks out into this woodland area again. It's incredibly pretty. I don't know why I didn't expect it. I don't know what I expected, to be honest. But it's nice. I would say, I think it's perfect conditions. Okay, it's a little bit hot, actually. Today it's a little bit sweaty, so bring water for sure. However, if it was raining, or it had been raining recently, I think this would just be too much, too slippy, because remember, you have to come down this as well, and it is steep. Now is dry, it hasn't rained in a few days, so it's almost perfect. But I don't think it would be worth it if it had been raining, so definitely do that, don't do that. I'll tell you if it's worth it once we get to the top. It's my stick. Right, that's the good thing of these more raw final month, now final week vlogs. We can leave stuff like that in, can't we? Don't have to make it all joyous and cinematic and wonderful. You see the rubbish that happens when I'm filming. I might be wrong, but it feels like it's opening up and I think we might get a special view. That's what it feels like anyway. It is changing the higher we get. Holy smokes, look at that. Oh wow. That's the best one so far. We've just come above the little woodland. Wow. Oh, and we get the coast. Look at that, both ways, both views at once. It is a special view. Wow. Look at that. Wow. Sorry. It is a bit of a wow though, isn't it? Got to keep hydrated and have a little rest. To be honest, I'm not struggling. I'm not as fit as I should be. I've put on a little bit of weight since Christmas, and obviously we need to sort that out from where we were. But I still walk 20 to 30,000 steps a day. I'm just eating a lot more because I'm filming and it was Christmas. We're not at the top, but it's hard. I think you need to have some level of fitness, of course, and good knees and, you know what to expect. but I might have saved the best hike until last. And I mean, in terms of any hike I've been on, this is pretty special, I must admit. I don't know if I'm going to call it my #1 hike, we'll see. We're about halfway and I'm still looking up at the top. But for views, it takes some beating. And what I like is, okay, you can hear a little bit of the road because you have the fast road going at the bottom, but not too much. It's not that busy out here. But I can hear cockerels. There's an eagle flying in the sky. You're not going to see it on the camera, but I'm looking at an eagle hovering, soaring in the wind over there, and the little bit of haze coming off the sea, the sun rising. Doesn't get much better than this, does it? In Madeira, but I think also in the world, this is certainly a world-class view, if not a world-class hike. I'm sure people will say there are much better hikes, but world-class view, that is for sure. Is it me, or is this a bit spooky? It's not man-made. It's a bit spooky, right? Anyway, I'm going to take this opportunity and the rest. I've made it to the cliff face, rock face. So we must be about 2/3 of the way up, 1/3 to go. But I thought I'd just take this opportunity to tell you, I am leaving, if you haven't got the picture by now, and I would love you to subscribe and turn your notifications on. If you don't know by now, I'm moving to Asia, I'm moving to Bangkok in Thailand. And yes, there will be food videos, of course, Asian food, Asian street food, and from other countries other than Thailand. There will be that, of course. But I want to be doing more of this stuff. Once I get out of Bangkok and get past the moving phase, I want to do more exploring like this and make videos like this for you. So if you like this type of stuff, definitely subscribe and turn those notifications on. That's really important to turn all the notifications on because I'm leaving and it will stop serving you my videos probably because they're not Madeira videos and you don't normally watch Asian content. So I'll fall off. Even if you're subscribed, I'll fall down the bottom of your subscriber list very quickly and you'll never see me again unless you search for me. So please do that, I would appreciate that a lot. And I'm gonna see you probably at the top now because I don't think it's going to change dramatically from what I've shown you already. I'll see you at the top and we'll see the views once we get to the ridge at the top. See you in a minute. And I'm back. I think I'm at the end, but it's got a little confusing because there's been storms recently. We've had 3 named storms pass through. It's a bit chaotic here and I nearly went down the wrong path, which was very dangerous. A load of trees have fallen and there's foliage everywhere. And I lost the path and I was trying to work out. It looked like on the All Trails map, it was down the valley where I was looking. So I stepped into it and I went down to my knee. Then I checked with my stick and I didn't lose the stick, but the stick went all the way down. That's not the path, obviously. So I found the path again. 5 trees had fallen over it. And I'm just coming to this little clearing here. We're in the eucalyptus forest, actually, which is quite nice. I can see the sea, so we're getting towards the headland. I'm just trying to work out, is it down this path or is it up this path to here? And I guess if you're making the decision of where you're going to take the viewpoint, you want to go up, don't you? So let's do that and let's finish it together. We'll get to the end of this together after had a near-death experience. Not quite, but I had to, well, you see what I mean? It's a little bit confusing. I had to call Clara, actually, she'd done this recently. And even she was a little bit confused because it all looked different. I'm not convinced this is the way. But I kind of feel like scarpering up here and seeing what the view is like up there. All right, I've got to a bit that's safe because you'd all have killed me if I did it on the unsafe part. Oh, wow, this is a view. Wow. All right. I think we're at a viewpoint, so let's leave the stick. We'll get that in a minute, in fact. We'll be super safe. I'll leave the bag as well. And let's do the dangerous bit. Let's climb out along here. Oh, a little ridge. I was hearing all the scarpering in the trees. It's the lizards. Jeez, look at that. This is sketchy. Balance, balance. Don't do this. Don't try this at home, guys, because it is down either way. And you'll all be saying I'm stupid, but I've got good balance, he says. Oh my God. Wow. Oh, that is stunning. Stunning, stunning, stunning. Oh, is that worth it? Is that worth it? Porto da Cruz, this is the town of Porto da Cruz. I've been down here so often, looking up thinking, wouldn't it be cool to walk up there? I wonder what the view is like from the top. And here we are. You can walk further down the ridge actually, and then you'll probably get views from either side, down each coast. But that's pretty special. I took time to come up because obviously I'm putting the camera down, walking past it, putting the drone up, walking past it, going to get it. And the sun is a bit high now, so it'd be nicer that if you come early in the morning and you get that real early morning sun, that would be stunning, but it doesn't take anything away from this. It is incredible. One of the best views, all the way down the coastline, jagged mountains, trees, houses, a little bit of smoke in the air, someone's burning the land, obviously. Eucalyptus trees behind me. And the hike, top 5 in Madeira, top 3 in Madeira, I would say. If you've got the fitness, 100% worth it. This is where I get a little emotional, for a couple of reasons actually. One, almost a year ago I had a heart issue, and about a month later I decided to hike the island with Paddy, my friend who is living in Bangkok. If you haven't seen that video, please go watch that video. It's one of my favorite videos and didn't get that many views, but on this day we came down from the top of the island, from the very top of the island, Pico, the mountains that we saw behind us at the start of this hike, and we came all the way down to this town, Porto da Cruz, and then the next day woke up, went up the mountains here and all the way down to the end of the island. It was a very magical time, very special, and to sit here and look at all of that beyond me, that's special for a start. But also, I think I've been thinking about what it would be like to get into the final week of living here. I've been thinking about that a lot and how it would be, and the things I want to do in this week. I want to film every day, of course, and see people and do things and, you know, spend it in the way I would like to spend it. You're not going to spend it in a better way than this. This is exactly how I want to spend it, but then also trying to take it in and trying to remember that this island has been, in one way or another, part of me for the last 8 years, and it's a very special place to me. These views are incredibly special, so adding all of that together, it gets quite emotional. It's going to be an interesting week, but I also want to remember to put the camera down, take it in for myself and remember this, not just from a video. I mean, it's nice I'm documenting it, and it's nice you guys are sharing it with me and watching it with me, but I think camera down, take a moment to breathe, and then if you remember, this month we'll be doing Pastel de Nata challenge to see and rank the Pastel de Nata around the island. I've got one, so we'll try that and then we'll wrap this video up. All right, well, I don't think you're going to get a better view for a Pastel de Nata, but it's a little bit crushed, I'm not going to lie. But this one is from Pico, the supermarket. It's their gourmet Pastel de Nata. It's crunchy. It was warm when I got it. It's not warm now, obviously, but let's try it. It's probably gonna be the best Pastel de Nata I've ever had, because why not? You know what? That's pretty good. And it's actually better than some of the places I've actually had it in bakeries. They're 89 pence or cents. I bet you there are bakeries, because not every bakery makes theirs, but I bet you there are bakeries who buy these for 89 cents and sell them for €1.50 or €2. I bet you, because they do look like a lot of the ones that I see. It's actually pretty thick, filled with custard. I'm gonna give that 7.5 out of 10. That's pretty good. Maybe even an 8 out of 10. It's not as good as Nata 7, but it's pretty damn good, I would say, with a 10 out of 10 view and with what I would call a 10 out of 10 hike. So if you've got the fitness and you want a little bit of an adventure, be careful, because it's definitely technical in some parts. Come and check out Penha de Aguia, one of the best views on the entire island, and reward yourself with the Pastel de Nata, your favorite one. Right, I'm gonna see you guys in the next video. I'm not sure what it's going to be yet, but you can find it right here, and I'm gonna enjoy this just a little bit more. See you in the next one, guys. Take care.